So flash mobs are fun, but I think that this is just more entertaining because like it's been nuts. All right, like it's what January the 15th, 16th, something around there. I've been having a hell of a couple weeks, like right, like the best and the worst of both worlds, and like a lot of crazy stuff is happening, right? Like a good friend of mine, like her basically toddler has gotten COVID, and like her face was all swollen up, and that was next. I went into work. And like I got an email that like shut down basically I shut down our whole school, you know, and I didn't know about it, right? Like I've got a 2-year-old. Well, all my students showed up, right? Like I've got a 2-year-old. She's hilarious, like fiercely independent, making me, you know, laugh my ass off day in and day night, like ordering me around, but like she's shy in public, so she just orders people she knows around, which is really hilarious. You know, a newborn baby kind of in and out, like at home, like at the in-laws, all over, visiting people, trying to visit people, right? Like trying not to go outside. And then all of like the amazing content that's like I get to review and look at like, what's going on in the metaverse, the Uplift World. Like if you've been paying attention to where we hide all the alpha.com, you'll notice some amazing, you know, content, some amazing builds that are coming out. It's kind of hard to keep up. So Corey and I, you know, we've been doing a lot of thinking about, you know, a lot of things. And one of the things that we're thinking about is the show and what we want to do with the show. We've got some ideas around our NFT line. So we might look like we're dropping the ball a little bit, but realistically, like everyone's busy. It's January. It's like, I don't know if we're in the beginning of the bear market or the beginning of the bull market. Like it's kind of hard to say. It's like the space is exploding. There's tons of stuff that's going on. And yeah, so we've got starting to get some good guests lined up. So I want to go over that. Corey and I want to do some gratitudes, and we just want to say, like, we're still here. We're just busy building, basically.
Yep. Actually, I talked to Sebastian yesterday for a good hour and a half about the Bored Ape gallery that he's building. He's got 50 Bored Apes have signed on, and that's like 50. What's 50 times 400,000?
Yeah, that's 5 times 4. That's like four. What? Hey,
so 2 million, 20 million. It's $20 million. His gallery will have $20 million worth of art in it in the Uplift. Oh, we had a feeling his internet was going to go out, and it did. Yeah, it's incredible. Like Sebastian is, he's a visionary of like an intense one. It's really fun talking to him, actually. Anyway, so we're gonna do that. Hopefully, Jimmy will be able to come back. I'm really sad that he just froze like that. Although, like the facepalm thing, it's pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie. Oh man. Hopefully he will come back. I miss me, the Jimmy. So yeah, we are working on a lot of stuff. Bunch of stuff that when you guys find out what was happening this week, it will blow your minds. Jimmy is. Hey, there you are. Hello.
Yeah. So sorry. It's like that's the other thing that's crazy about this is like for some.
Ruh-roh. Froze again. Yeah, so Jimmy's been at his in-laws' place. They just had another baby, him and his wife, Jimmy's wife. And so yeah, they're over at the in-laws, and the internet there is not super great. But what are you gonna do? All right, hopefully he comes back. In the interim, yeah, I wanted to shout out to Mello, who you know, I've been streaming in the mornings and the sunrises, and we obviously do this show, you know, most days a week. And we've, you know, Jimmy's been dealing with the whole family thing, and you know, I'm dealing with some stuff around the Uplift that, you know, again, it's still really up in the air. But it's taken a lot of time and energy. Hey, Noise Junkie Records. By the way, great name for a record company. I'm gonna make Jimmy face palming a Discord emoji. When you froze, Jimmy, you froze like this. It was really good. I am here for it. Wholeheartedly.
I'm porting in from my phone Wi-Fi, so it should be okay.
Oh yeah, it looks great now. That's great.
Thanks.
So
thanks. I always thought I'd look great all the time, but I had no idea.
I mean,
I wrote a post.
A meme.
Did you do your gratitude already?
I did one. So this is the thing on the last Tuddle Huddle. I actually made everyone do 2. I didn't make them. They could say no if they wanted to, but
fair enough.
We did 2 rounds just because like there's so much sort of kind of up in the air right now. It just like this is doubling down. I think I tweeted about it, right? Like kindness and gratitude, and when you don't feel like it, triple down on it, right? Because there's definitely been some moments this week where that has been, what's the word, challenging. Anyway, so I put in, I know this, I say this a lot, but I'm grateful for Jimmy because I totally am. We were talking about coming on air, and again, like, there's a bunch of stuff that, like, a couple weeks from now, everyone's gonna find out what's going on now, and you'll understand why I haven't slept.
yeah.
And cross all your fingers and toes. There's a really good chance things could go amazingly. But it's the plane's not landed yet. So anyway, yeah, like we were talking about before coming on air, and you're just like, yeah, don't worry about it. We got all the stuff. We're gonna do the updates, and we're gonna do the freaking cool shit. And I just freaking love you, man. I love doing this show with you. And when I am like just admittedly, clearly not at my best, you just come in guns blazing, and like I'm gonna do more gratitudes today because I feel like it, but like that's big enough.
I'm gonna get up very soon and walk away from the computer, mostly because I got to plug in my phone. But like, let's just pretend there's not a tear in my eye. The last post that I published, I'm working on one right now, which is pretty awesome. NFG Clint's been fucking killing it, by the way.
Cool.
So I'm grateful for NFG Clint. I don't know if you know who he is, but he's been doing some amazing builds, some amazing work. And I just really like it. KLINT.
I thought it was a K. I couldn't remember it. That seemed weird to me, but all right.
Yeah, and so, but the post that I think I published before that was, well, it was on our plot right here.
The towers, yeah.
The towers, and it's funny because I went back in time for that post to try to find a video of when you put in the first block. And it took me a while because, like, we don't have timestamps and stuff. Who's got time for that shit? And it was like, it took me a while, but it was funny because when I was watching some of those videos back, it was really nostalgic. Some of those early videos that we were doing on the channel and what we were talking about and what we were thinking and what we were doing. And it's funny because I think 90% of the time when I come here, when I jump onto the show with you, we are a lot of times still just 2 dudes hanging out that, like doing what we do. But we have, serioused up a little bit like in the last couple, I don't know, it's we haven't been, I think we're on month, what are we, month 8 now or something?
That's 9. We're in the 9th month, I believe.
So but yeah, like, I'm just like grateful for this journey with Corey. It's like, no matter what, you'll always be there, you'll always be my mate. Come hell or high water, I mean, I'm just grateful that we met. And for some reason, I'm drinking out of a dog glass, which is really fucking fun.
I think it's cool.
I had no idea.
What's up, Mello? Hey guys, I would love to put some gratitudes up for anybody who shows up. You'd be doing me a favor. The more gratitudes I can put up today, that'll be really good. You'll literally be doing me a favor if you give me a gratitude I can put up on the wall. Just to triple down on what made this great. Other than coffee, a lot of coffee, so much coffee. Push-ups, huh? All right, cool.
Speaking of mellow, there was a really interesting post I saw. I like being nice to people, I really do, but sometimes you just got to be tough and serious and yell at them. And I'm going to do that with Mello today.
You're going to yell at Mello today?
Oh yeah, I'm totally going to yell.
This is getting dramatic.
Oh, it's very dramatic.
Okay.
I saw a post by our good friend TC that said at the Mellow Builder, at the Mellow Builder, at the Mellow Builder, at the Mellow Builder. And it reminded me of one of the saddest points in my life. And that is the fact that I have never featured the Mellow Builder on where we hide all the alpha.com. At the very least, I need a list of coordinates so I can go in and take some pictures and get some of that awesome shit out there.
I mean, my tree, number one. I mean, I know like the tree isn't even like anywhere close to one of his most epic builds, but I like it because it's mine.
I'm gonna do the tree. I'll end its own post at some point. But give me the list, Mel. God damn it, give me the list, because like you're killing it. Honestly, like you're doing amazing things. Some of the stuff that you've been doing in Thune with Nathan's gallery was really cool. You know, I've seen some of it, but I need a what do you call it? Like a cheat sheet, because it's insane. Another one that I want to talk about too is I'm grateful for Lumiana, and I don't know how to spell that.
The second I started like,
I think
Luminaya.
Yeah, Luminaya. Luminaya.
Naya.
And they're
N-A or N-I?
Luminaya. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I got. Cool.
They're doing some really cool stuff. Apparently, they like their Luminaya plot is based off of, you know, basically a giant lotus thing. Like Michael USA helped them do it. Like there was some
it's really cool
people who did it, and like the stuff in Gary's video was awesome. But when you tour around the outside edges, it just makes it all the better. They want to do like some open server things and host some events in there, but they're also looking after this project called Galactica. Galactica is like, I mean, just basically this kind of space card type of NFT series. I don't know that much about it because they haven't released it yet. I know a little, but apparently they've got like over 100 plots in the Uplift that they're planning on building, like with a Galactica focus. Like, I mean, if that's not insane, right? Like, that's because like we already know the quality of the builds that they can do, right? And so like if you're plugging that sci-fi mentality into the Uplift, which I think is really cool, right? Like the sci-fi and artistic aspects of what we have in the Uplift are two of my favorite things, right? Like we've got the, you know, some really cool builds. So yeah, I'm grateful for that. It's super early, so I guess there's not no apologies necessary, Mello. I only take the piss out of people I love.
Can confirm.
So
yeah, you know. So this is all, man. Yeah, I'm super distracted. I can't wait until because yep, good talk.
Well, I'm grateful for Mello too, so throw that up there.
Me too.
But I mean, it's hard. It's there's so much going on in this space, and I've noticed this recently, right? Like it's impossible to keep up. It's impossible for anyone to keep up, and like no one's paying attention. Crazier. It's just gonna get crazier. And so I think like with us, one of the things that we have an advantage over is that like we actually have a connection with our community. How many people can freaking say that? How many, you know,
when everyone
like,
tries, right?
And network.
Right. And that's kind of the goal. And I think some groups are pretty good at it.
That's true. I didn't lie, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Right. But it's like I think it goes to, I was talking to Sebastian about this, especially like in the context of the challenges going on this week, you know, behind the scenes or whatever. I started thinking about, okay, what's the real value of all of this?
Mm-hmm.
And it's such an amazing conversation because like, it's the network of people. Literally get rid of everything else. And the network of people and belief and vision is what is the real thing. Oh, Jeremy. Yes. Jesus.
Yeah, Jeremy.
Totally. Oh man, I have so many more things to say about that other conversation, but let's just like stop the show for a second. Jeremy just asked, I've been out of the loop for a while. Do plots produce crypto when people walk across them yet? Yes. We've given out hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of wax, hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of Upliftium. Yeah. We do both. We're in like season 4. Seasons are 6 weeks long. We were originally, season 1 was just travel. Season 2 was like a bunch of different gameplay elements. Season 3 was a bunch more gameplay elements. I think we just launched season 4. So, yeah. Like intensely, like legitimately, people are making, you know, some pretty good money just by playing around. Of course, we've had to deal with a bunch of people trying to game it, yada yada yada. We're getting rid of auto farms. There's been, dude, you like, okay, we should probably check this out, but where we hide all the alpha.com is where you want to go. And honestly, there's just so much, dude. Like, we're having a hard time keeping up, and we fucking work here. So, you know, just prepare yourself.
Now, the terms of service and rules of, you know, what we expect of people are on the website, the Uplift World, .world. I'll put the link in the description for the rules and code of conduct. Now, this is being changed a little bit, you know, as time goes on. Also, definitely, you know, subscribe to our Discord, because that's where all of the main information of what's going on is. But, you know, before you DM me, because I've been getting a lot of DMs from people, like new people as well. It's like, hey, do I get like do I get like double the rewards for owning a land plot or a rail plot? Or now the thing with the seasons is it changes every time. And we're not, and like a couple people asked me, they're like, oh, like, Jimmy, like, thanks for answering my questions in the DM, right? Like, it's hard to get straight answers in the Discord. And it's like, dude, my answers are less straight than what you're going to get in the Discord, right? but I do take the time to answer some people. And one of the questions was like, how do I win? And I'm like, well, you don't win. Like, everyone wins. It's like you just go and you play the game, right? You just go and you hang out and you do a variety of different things, and you maximize a variety of different categories, and that's how you win, right? Like
that's how you get crypto, right? So you have to define your win, right?
Yeah.
And because there's a lot of different vectors that you could do this. You know, Sebastian doesn't care how much he's getting in wax, right? Because he's building a gallery with 50 fucking Bored Apes in it that have all signed on to be in his gallery, and he's going to host events there, right? One of the things we just started doing is event servers where, you know, people can basically mint NFT tickets, and you know, we've got that, you know, the Portal Hub now. You get to all the different worlds via Portal Hub in Old World, which is where everybody starts in the game, right? You go to the end of that, you know, giant cathedral building that we built, and you walk through the event door, and we host one event at a time right now. And the first one was Mall Gallery was the first one. Crypto Slam fucking sponsored that one, right? So, you know, you could get a free ticket, that NFT, and you needed that NFT to get into the build, right? And it was a special, you know, basically carved out, you know, purpose built world that was just for that plot for that time. And then we did a PvP event in a Coliseum where everybody, you know, basically killed each other. We gave out, I think, $500 worth of wax for that, and like a couple land or something. I can't remember exactly what the prizes were. That was just a couple weeks ago. I signed up for it. My nephew killed me by setting me on fire. That's shit.
I love you, but like, I just gonna say, like, everyone did kill each other, but mostly people were just killing Corey.
Oh my god! Like, seriously,
filling
like,
him with arrows.
It was so mean. Like, yeah, it was. I was a pincushion, but seriously, like, and of course, like, you know, Jen, who, you know, works at the Uplift with us, she's my cousin. You know, her son Leon, who I love to death. He's like one of these kids that just. Like, when I was a kid, I was really, really hungry for information and experience, and technology was really fascinating. He's like 50 times that, right? Like, he's just, you know, he's going to do amazing things. Anyway, so the first match, you know, we basically didn't know who was going to go against who or whatever. It's like, well, listen, like, I'll go first. And Leon was like, can I fight Uncle Corey? I'm like, okay, fine. So we set that up. He literally, like, before anyone says go, because we didn't really figure out like a big, you know, we learned a lot about how to do it or whatever. Nobody really said go or whatever. I'm standing there. So, hey, like, who's going to say go or whatever? And then I was on fire.
Yeah, that's good.
And then I died. But the rest of it was amazing. We had one battle that lasted like 15 minutes. We thought it was going to go on forever. We thought, like, oh, shit. Like, is this broken? Like, is anyone going to die? That was the only one that lasted that long. They were just very good.
Yeah, I would agree. Actually, Noise Junkie, teenage kids are brilliant, and even toddlers are brilliant. We just need to train them in the right ways. And I think, like, and I'm an educator, by the way. I'm not some, like, you know, sadistic, you know, children trainer. I'm an educator, which like, I'm not a teacher, because teachers are sadistic children trainers.
I want to disagree with that, but I can't.
Right.
Yeah, man. It's like, thinking too, like
Yeah.
corporate America is sort of the sort of, this is what happens when you teach kids this way. It's not good. It's not great.
Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of
we should
amazing
stop doing
schools.
that.
There's a lot of amazing schools and a lot of amazing educators out there, but you know who they are. Anyway, I just want to shout that out because I think that Jen has been doing a fantastic job, and I love her show recently. She does a daily show on this channel, and recently she's been going around as like basically the enforcer, and she's like finding shit that like people are doing to try to game the system and take more than their share of the pie. I mean, we've always been here for a gratitude win-win-win type of scenario, and I mean, I wouldn't be here probably in the capacity that I am if it wasn't for that. I mean, the whole reason that I met Corey, was because we were talking about things like permaculture, and we were talking about things like, how to empower people, and we each had our kind of own story, and then we just got to kind of hang out and talk about crypto, and that's, I think, still why we're here. So we're not like these people who are trying to. More often than not, it's like I think a lot of times some of the stresses that Corey and I go through are actually because we care more about the community that we're building than we do about our own well-being, which is a little bit problematic. And if you watch some of our earlier episodes, you'll see a little bit of a change. And I'm not harping on anyone. I'm not saying anything bad about anyone, but like one of the most empowering discussions that Corey and I had recently, so I'm going to out you here, is like Corey was at a business conference, and we had some guests on, and he was kind of in and out. And I told him, I'm like, dude, like if you can't be completely present, then just let me do the show. And likewise, you say that to me. If I can't be completely present, because it's not fair to our guests. And Corey said to me, thank you. This is something that I needed to hear, right? Because like people like us and people who are on our team, Tuttle's another good example, Super Sam's another good example, Cowie's another good example. We all live lives, and we put way more time into this sometimes than is good for our than is good, for our own well-being. There's a really good picture of me in a bathtub that Martin Bullshipples made into a meme to prove my point exactly, right? And we could laugh about it now because fun things come out. But like, I think that it's just really important for people to understand that, sometimes there's going to be fun in the Discord because people in general, they want more. But we're giving so many freaking rewards. we're allowing people actually to quit their jobs if they're putting their time and their energy into it, and they're coming up with awesome connections and awesome builds.
And I'll tell you this: thank you for going back to that, because I think we need to, like, that needs to be part of this year. Like what? And I think like in conversation with Austin, I know you're talking to him too. You were talking about like what's potentially next for the Uplift, and having the power to inject things into its culture in a very intentional way. And I think for the show, we've been doing that the whole time anyway, right? Gratitude, that kind of thing. Like the we've been focused on that. But I think this year, for you and me, injecting into it, 'cause like a lot of us are in this, and it's like been a year sprint. And I mean, talking to TC and everybody else, like everyone's like, man, you gotta take breaks. I'm like, what are those? Is that where you work in a different room? Like it's been like that. And I'm having to, and even when I'm not doing stuff, I'm like literally my brain is grinding through details of what needs to get handled to make sure everyone is okay. And that's making me crazy. So basically the opposite of that is, like self-care is kind of a phrase with too much baggage in it, but just like balancing our shit out. Like, this is life. We're gonna die eventually. This is the only time that we're gonna have here that anyone can prove. And so, spending really good time with Babs, you spending really good time with with your kids and with your wife, and us having time off air, which we just started doing a couple weeks ago, where we just hang out, right? Because like Jimmy and I are really good friends, and like we have never been in the same room ever. Yeah. Right. And so just like the ability to like have a coffee and commiserate like people, like baking that into, how we move forward. And think would be really cool and smart. Like, because like the times where I've even gone away where I'm like not working 18 hours, but like 3 to 9. But like, you know, we went up to Georgia in the cabin or whatever, you know, coming back, like the getting my brains to turn back on, like it's shocking the difference. Like if I'm tired and kind of worn down, I'm effectively useless compared to if I'm on my game, right? Because if I'm on my game, we're changing the fucking world. If I'm not, it's like I might be able to get done what I absolutely have to today, and that's just like it's such a stark difference.
One of my favorite videos ever was the video that Animate did of a speech by Sir Ken Robinson, and it basically talked about the rise of the 40-hour work week and how detrimental it is to society, but it worked well in the Industrial Revolution. And one of the things that's really interesting is like entrepreneurs, people who because we had this conversation the other day too, right? I was talking about the difference between so I've been going through a bit of a situation myself on a personal level, and I was talking about like the difference between ignorance and incompetence. And Corey reminded me that the majority of people probably prove their incompetence over their ignorance, which got me thinking about things. And it's like, and yeah, go ahead.
Never ascribe to malice. People being mean. What can be explained by incompetence?
Yeah. So that was
and really like that isn't always true, but and especially now, like. It really does make more sense. The vast majority of people believe that they're doing the right thing, and a collection of choices can just will way more often than not just be incompetent, as opposed to being mean or malicious, right? Or intentional in that way. And I'm having to remind myself of that every couple hours.
Well, and we do this thing here at the Uplift, and all of the organizations that we're involved with, you might have picked up on it. Like, we go fast and we break shit, and then we try to like fix it later sometimes, and sometimes usually, and usually it works, right? Like usually the outcome is much better than. But if you break too much shit at the same time, then like you're spending 100 hours a week instead of like just picking up the pieces, then you're focused on the wrong thing, right? And so Corey's got this thing, I've got this thing where recently we have been stepping away, even we've been stepping away from each other, we've been stepping away together, with other people. It's really important. And I think if you're out there and you're listening to the show, or if you're involved in the Uplift and you're still with us, like there's a lot of good things on the horizon. And just, we got to finish up because we got another meeting coming up. But
yeah, actually, I invited Cowie in to come say hi real quick before my meeting with him.
Okay, sure, perfect. Yeah. But yeah, like just keep that in the back of your mind, because like some of these people that we're featuring on Where We Hide All the Alpha.com, right? Like some of them have come to me and said, my builds aren't really that good. It's not favoritism. It's not it's not favoritism. It's not promotion. Everyone has a freaking story to tell. Right? Like every single person has a story.
And that like
we got Mello, who is an amazing builder, but he's also a guy who's doing incredible art with NFTs and like helping out other people, right? Like
this narrative, the way, and I started seeing this. I didn't see this at first, how powerful your articles in the blog were going to be, and I'm sorry for that. But like the more they drip out over and over and over again, right? It's become an integral part. Like when I step back and meditate on the large pattern that is the entire sort of social experiment ecosystem of our little sliver of metaverse, and what does the word metaverse mean, and what is, how are we going to drive placeness into this, and culture into this, and community into this, and togetherness into this, right? And story, like how many times did I say when we first started doing this that like the story around these NFT projects is like nobody fucking cares about the story? I'm so wrong. I'm just so wrong. Right. And like and like for, something like Our Planet or whatever, like the kitschy story about, like all the A's, like I was like, dude, I printed money with that last year. Like, I don't care about the fucking story. I'm wrong about that. And like, those are like little tiny little sliver, fun little things compared to this interwoven narrative of all these fucking amazing, actual real fucking people that are coming into the metaverse, that are building amazing things and like literally inventing the future. And you're the scribe writing that stuff down. Like it literally creates the connective tissue that bonds that network together in a really, really real way. Anyway.
I love when you go. I know I love when you go off your rants because it makes me think and it makes me laugh. And then all I have is like something dumb to say. But what I'm gonna say is like really dumb, but I think it's hilarious. So I'm gonna say it anyway. I mean, actually, the problem with a lot of the projects that are on Wax when it comes to NFTs are they have fucking stories. And I don't have time for that many fucking stories, so I can't buy into them.
Oh, hey, by the way, what's this pickle from CXC? Totally sorry for the 180.
No.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember his name.
Butner.
Yes. Yeah, Doug Butner. Douglas Butner? Whatever.
Douglas Butner, yeah.
Yeah, super smart guy. Engineer. And this is the thing, like when Blue Deck first started kind of breaking down, and again, yes, we're gonna get it fixed, blah blah blah. We're a little busy. Go to r.land/blue. I can't believe people still don't know this. Even Bullshittables a week ago didn't know this. Anyone who's interested in Blue Deck whatsoever, like our site's like half busted most of the time, right? You're welcome. We built it. Like the contracts totally work every single time for the record, which all your funds are SAFU, blah 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 blah. But like this guy, Bad Gifter from r.land, just fucking like made a whole front end interface for it that's so much better than ours. It's like it's embarrassing, but also like who fucking cares? It works. So r.land/blue is how you use Blue Deck. It's how I use it. Like there's literally, and I'm gonna try and make a deal with them to get him to port it over. Anyway, I had a whole fucking story that I totally forget what the fuck I was talking about. I got way too off the reservation there. Anyways, hey, do we have to shut down pretty soon? So your in-laws are like love you still? You're slowing down a little bit.
Yeah, something about the CXC.
Oh yeah. So he go to if you go to Blue Deck now or r.land/blue
for another hour, but we won't be here for another hour.
Cool.
We have other obligations.
Right. Yeah. Cool. You might want to go audio only. You're getting a little choppy. Anyway, yeah, the CXC guy. And you mentioned permaculture. That's why. He started this whole, this couple tokens to actually fund permaculture stuff. And he's running this insane, crazy experiment on Blue Deck in the community pools to basically bootstrap a whole economic cycle. And he's using like, the golden ratio to kind of, have fun with some of the different emission structures and stuff like that. But like, it's like a massive push on that's just all on the community pools on Blue Deck. It's fucking fascinating. Anyway. All right. Your internet is officially gorfed, my friend.
When I first got involved with
Hey man, Jimmy's internet is
not working.
It was doing so well for a minute. Cowie, it's freaking awesome to see your face, man.
Yeah, it's really good to see you too, man.
All right.
Dude.
We have so much Jimmy.
Hey, Jimmy.
Yeah. Hey, Checkman Nike. Oh, he just left. Said, please explain the gold and silver. Dude, I don't know. We were just talking about CXC. Douglas Bentner just released a whole bunch of new stuff. Butner, sorry. On Blue Deck. And just linked to permaculture. I haven't looked into it yet. So, like, explaining the gold and silver, I have literally no idea. I have no clue what any of that is. It's just fascinating. I just heard about it yesterday. We're going to have him on the show to explain, like, the crazy shit that he's doing now. He's basically just blown up, the community pools. So, anyway.
Oh, yeah. Can we talk about the show for a little bit? Because I got some exciting news for next week. We've got some cool stuff planned up. So I just want to shout that. I mean, we're going to take back Mondays with Monday Morning Show, Corey and I, and maybe some of the team members. We're going to come in and we're going to do stuff in the world and view stuff. I think next week we got Miss Teen Crypto from Media Moguls.
Nice.
Tomorrow we got Austin Linney, a really good friend of both Corey's and mine. Really interesting dude. And Friday. Yeah, I'm not really sure what we're going to do Friday. Thursday this week or next week, we're going to probably kick off our crypto writer new hashtag EOS series, where we're going to I want to. The reason that we've been holding off on it is because I really want to talk about Pomelo, and have the guys from EOS Nation on the channel to do that and kick it off. And I think we've got in 2 weeks for Media Moguls, we've got Michael O'Sullivan, who we were supposed to have on a week ago, but again, it's his story to tell, not mine. But real shit happens to real people, and we can't always, keep to the books. And so like we've rescheduled, and I'm really excited about it because like he's somebody who's doing something with decentralized media in the space that I really appreciate and I really admire. And he's also somebody that's like, oh, I don't have a story to tell, and I follow you guys all the time, and I just really excited to be on there. And I think like that's the kind of community that I want to build. Anyway, Kawe, you're here, so that's
Kawe. I just gotta tell you, hey, because I have my meeting today is actually with Kawe in a minute. So, we actually spent, and this is Jimmy's fault because I wasn't gonna come on because like we have some heavy things to discuss, but we were and I'm really actually excited about this conversation with you because I'm hearkening back to like I was driving from Tampa to Miami the first time we had like a really long talk.
That's true,
right? And I remember that really clearly because you had like a really intense belief in the vision. For some ridiculous reason, you had a really intense belief in me, and
I still do.
I don't. You're right, and I think like what we saw as possibility. Like as far as features are concerned, we launched everything we said we were going to launch.
Yeah.
But the grand vision of it has been, it feels like it's been kind of getting a little bit further away all the time because of, let's call them certain constraints.
Yeah. No, I get what you mean. Yeah.
Right.
And fucking building.
Yeah. Right. And so, yeah, we spent the last half hour kind of just talking about just kind of updates or whatever. And then Jeremy Crow comes in and he goes, "Hey, I haven't been around in a while. Are you guys paying people crypto for people walking over your land yet?" I'm like, dude.
Yeah, that started a little while ago.
Right? Well, and like, hey, welcome back. I mean, everybody's life is crazy. It's how fun is it? Like, Jeremy's going to go to where we hide all the alpha.com and he's going to be like, what the fuck? Because we've accomplished, a few things in the first 9 months.
Yeah.
But it really like I hope we are going to be in a position to do soon because it's nothing is confirmed until it's confirmed. But it's going to be interesting anyway.
For sure. Yeah,
I'm literally tying my tongue in knots not to step on it.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see to hear everything that you want to say, and I think just like I was excited in the beginning, I'm excited now, and I think there's good things coming. We just got to figure out all of the stuff that needs to go around it, right? That's right. All.
Yeah. Hey, Ash, we actually started really early this morning because I actually have a meeting with Kawe right now, so we're gonna have to pop out here in a minute. I just wanted to get his pretty face on TV for a second.
I get to yell at one more person today, so I'm glad that you're here, Ash. Because I kind of had a thing with Mello earlier. You can scroll back and you can watch it.
That's sexy.
But yeah, Ash. I mean, there's like some weird dude that's like a giant in the server with a shield on his back with a whole fucking world growing on the shield, and I still haven't got any information about that, and that fucking needs to go on where we hide all the alpha.com because
right. Well, and we need to we've got the billboard up for their app.
Right.
He's at the tower, right?
Yeah.
And so Ash, you're just gonna have to come back on. We're just gonna have to do like a full on NFT army.
I mean, if you're free on Friday, right? We got a slot.
Game day.
Hit us up. Yeah.
Look at that.
Look at that.
All right. Well, Jimmy, is there anything else you want to drop? I should really, chat with Kawe here. Oh, with the chop. All right. That's fucking aggressive.
I mean, let's drop that.
Chop it, motherfucker.